You say you want 1 million. Before you choose this path, ask yourself something honest. Can you survive who you'll have to become to earn it? Are you still sure you want 1 million if the price is the person you are today? Most men love the picture of wealth. Very few are ready for the quiet that follows the picture. This is not a warning to turn back. It is a warning to wake up. Men who walk this road asleep become ghosts. Men who walk it awake become unshakable. Decide which life you want, then listen closely, because I will tell you exactly what this wish does to men. You don't start with capital or connections. You start with a room that's too quiet and a notebook full of lines that felt powerful at 2 a.m. You start with a plan, then you start again, then you start again. Because starting is easier than continuing, and continuing is where the doubt lives. People will not understand you. They will say balance because balance sounds kind, but what they really mean is stay the same. They love you as you are because it costs them nothing. Growth has a price. The price is misunderstanding. You will hear it in their tone when you decline plans. You will see it when your schedule stops matching theirs. You will feel it the first time a friend jokes about your obsession and it lands like a stone in your stomach. You will feel selfish. You will feel guilty. You will ask, am I changing or just getting cold? You will ask, is this drive mine or is it fear in a better suit? The questions are not an enemy. They are proof that you are awake. But if you feed the questions more than you feed the work, the questions will eat you alive. There is a moment every builder meets, the moment where you realize motivation is a spark and discipline is the generator. Sparks are cheap, generators cost. You pay in decisions, you pay in late nights when no one is watching. You pay in the refusal to defend your dream to people who never paid for theirs. You will learn that consistency is not a calendar habit. It is a personality choice. It is a quiet agreement with yourself that the standard does not move just because your mood does. It is the agreement that your emotions can ride along, but they do not get to drive. You will notice that when someone says maybe, you start hearing no, and you adjust your plan without waiting for certainty. You will learn to be ruthless with your own excuses, not cruel, ruthless. There is a difference. Cruelty harms people. Ruthlessness removes weakness. When you apply it inward, you do not become less human. You become more honest. Do you still want 1 million when the mirror shows you the parts of yourself that cannot carry it? Every climb includes a descent, not down the mountain, but into yourself. It is a slow erosion of illusions. It arrives as boredom that hurts more than failure. It arrives as a silence where no one claps, where your work is invisible, where the wins are so small they look like nothing until 100 of them stand together. You will meet the week where nothing moves. You will meet the month where your best effort looks like a whisper against a hurricane. You will meet the morning where your hands hover over the keyboard and your brain says, there's nothing left, and your body says, we are not done. You will be tempted to negotiate with yourself. I'll work hard after I feel inspired. I'll go all in when the timing is better. I'll commit once I see more signs. Inspiration follows action, not the other way around. Timing is a story we tell to avoid choosing. Signs appear after you move, not before. If you wait for permission from life, life will keep you waiting until you forget what you were asking for. The descent exposes your relationship with comfort. Comfort is not evil. It is just expensive. It charges you interest and regret. Listen carefully. You are not lazy. You are overstimulated and under-challenged. You are drowning in dopamine and starving for direction. You are a man who learned to scroll to avoid the question, what do I truly want to build? Because the answer is heavy and the process is long. There is a stubborn kind of pain that visits the honest. It arrives when you realize the gap between your standards and your behavior. The first reaction is shame. The second must be structure. Shame without structure is punishment. Structure turns pain into progress. Write the standard. Keep it small. Keep it daily. Keep it non-negotiable. Keep it personal. Keep it boring. because boring is sustainable. Are you ready to keep moving when the applause is gone, when the calendar is quiet, when your only proof is yesterday's effort? The trial is not in courtrooms or contracts. The trial is internal. Men who pass it walk the same streets as everyone else and see different maps. Here are laws you will not find in books, but you will feel in your bones. Pressure reveals structure. When the load increases, you will discover the difference between ambition and architecture. Ambition is a declaration. Architecture is a design. Without structure, pressure breaks you. With structure, pressure builds you. Ruthlessness is not evil when it is aimed at weakness. The part of you that wants comfort in the moment is the same part that creates chaos later. Cutting that part away is not cruelty. It is care for your future self and everyone who depends on you. Money does not change men, it unmasks them. If you are chaotic, it multiplies your chaos. If you are disciplined, it compounds your order. If you are generous, it scales your impact. The number does not give you a soul. It gives your soul a microphone. Discipline is freedom wearing scars. Discipline without freedom is prison. Endurance beats intensity. You can sprint for a season, but a life is a marathon of meaning. The man who shows up with a level head on average days will outperform the man who shows up with fireworks on special ones. Mundane, repeated excellence is the real flex. Humility keeps the door open. Arrogance makes even big rooms feel small. You learn faster when you can admit you missed something. You protect relationships when you can own your part. You stay teachable when you remember that every level introduces a new beginner's wall. The moral of the trial is simple. What you refuse to master will eventually master you. Master your attention. Master your calendar. Master your responses. Master your narrative. The story you tell yourself about who you are and why you are doing this. Will you respect these laws? When respecting them costs you comfort, when enforcing them costs you popularity, when living them costs you parts of your old identity. There is a morning when you wake up and feel strange, not because something broke, but because something finally settled. The noise you once needed feels loud now. The chaos you once called energy looks like a mess you no longer have time to clean. The people who used to pull you into easy habits look like gentle anchors, and you cannot afford anchors. You become quieter, not distant, precise. You choose words like you choose investments. You choose conversations like you choose food. You choose boundaries like you choose locks. You choose inputs like you choose allies. This is not becoming cold. This is becoming accurate. Your calendar becomes a promise, not a suggestion. Your sleep becomes a resource, not a luxury. Your health becomes a non-negotiable, not a New Year's wish. Something else changes. Your relationship with attention. You stop trying to force focus, and you start building environments where focus happens without pain. You stop sharing your goals to get a hit of validation. And you start letting silence carry your progress until results introduce you. You realize that respect from strangers is fragile, and respect from yourself is fuel. You realize that most doubts shrink after you make a decision. You realize that stress is not a monster. It is a signal telling you something needs clarity. You realize that the work is not just building a business. It is building a man who can hold the business without breaking it or breaking himself. Your ambitions mature. The first version wanted to escape something. The next version wanted to prove something. You will notice that when you stop performing strength and start living it, conflict gets easier. You do not need to win every argument. You need to keep every promise. You do not need to convince critics. You need to serve clients. You do not need to announce your values. You need to embody them so consistently that people can predict your behavior. This is the shift. When the work stops needing witnesses, you become inevitable. Not because the world owes you, but because you owe it to those who believed, to those who doubted, to the kid you were, who wished someone would show him how to carry weight without folding. Are you prepared to live like this? When no one is handing out trophies, when the victories are private, when the peace you get is not excitement, but steadiness? You are not the first man to feel this silence. You are not the first to outgrow rooms and wonder if it means you became arrogant. You are not the first to learn that love and distance can coexist, that loyalty and standards can coexist, that kindness and boundaries can coexist. Men have walked this road for centuries with different tools and the same heart. Some walked it alone, and isolation hardened them. Some walked it with fools, and foolishness derailed them. The wise found brothers who speak the same language: effort, order, responsibility, restraint, purpose. You do not need an audience. You need allies. You do not need cheerleaders. You need men who will tell you the truth when your ego cannot hear it from you. Brotherhood is not a crowd. It is a chain. Each link carries a piece of the weight, so the whole line keeps moving. Some days you are the one pulling. Some days you are the one being pulled. The chain doesn't judge. It holds. The family code is not a brand. It is a set of promises we refuse to break. We promise to tell the truth when it would be easier to perform. We promise to become men our younger selves would be proud to meet, and our future families can trust with everything they love. If you are still here, it means the softness is dying and the structure is waking up. Good. Stand up. Roll your shoulders back. You wanted a sign. The sign is your own pulse when you hear the truth. You wanted permission. The permission is in your breath when you say, enough. You wanted certainty. Earn it with action. You wanted a path. Take the first step and watch the path form under your feet. You are not waiting on a miracle. You are the aggressive, consistent force that makes results stop being optional. Ruthless with excuses, patient with the process, relentless with the standard. Remember who you are becoming: a man whose word introduces him before he speaks, a man who can protect, provide, and lead without needing to be seen doing it. That is dangerous. That is rare. That is earned. Today is not theory. It is a scoreboard. Put points up. Make the call. Finish the line. Ship the deliverable. Clean the space. Protect the sleep. Feed the body. Learn the page. Stack the proof. When your doubts speak, move faster. You wanted 1,000,000. Good. Become the man who makes it inevitable. Pressure reveals structure. Let it. Discipline is freedom with scars. Wear them. Order is power. Build it. Money unmasks you. Be someone worth revealing. No more waiting. No more permission. No more performance. Only work. Only standard. Only forward. Follow the code. We move now. The family code.